So second to last one is a over b to the n. When we have a fraction, it is not harder. A lot of people freak out because there's a fraction. Don't be a fractionist. It's not harder. This just means take 2 over 5 times 2 over 5 times 2 over 5. And remember, we're not trying to get number answer. We're not trying to get 8 over 125. What we're trying to get is how many 2's are at the top and how many 5's are at the bottom. There are 3 2's at the top and 3 5's at the bottom. So we can look at this beginning and this ending to write a rule that basically if we have a fraction, you can just do the exponent for the top and the exponent for the bottom and get your answer. You don't have to actually divide these numbers together. You can just distribute that exponent to the top and the bottom. So that means up here, that would be a to the n over b to the n. And that's it. Okay, our last one. What does a negative exponent mean? This was a really hard concept for some of you, so I want to show you with numbers first, and then we'll go back to what that negative exponent is. So let's say that I had 2 to the third over 2 to the fifth. I can do this in expanded form, or I could use my shortcut rule. So let's start off with my shortcut rule. The shortcut rule says take the top one and subtract the bottom one. And those of you who are being careful with your math, you see that this is a small number minus a bigger number. That means we're going to be in the negative realm. So this is 2 to the negative second power. But what does that mean? That's something we've never really seen before this year, and so it doesn't make sense. If this exponent's counting how many 2's we have, what does it mean if I have negative 2 2's? It doesn't mean that this 2 is negative. It doesn't mean that we have a negative number. So we have to figure out what that means. So to figure out what that means, we're going to do the same problem, but instead of doing our shortcut rule, we're going to expand it out. There's 3 2's at the top. There are 5 2's at the bottom. And we're going to start canceling. We cancel those. When we cancel, what number does it end up equaling? Say it out loud. Good. It's 1. And a 1 here and a 1 there. So up at the top, we have 1 times 1 times 1, which is just 1. And at the bottom, we have 2 2's left. So this is 1 over 2 squared. So this means that this thing here and this thing here are equal to each other. They mean the same thing. A negative exponent does not mean our number is negative. It means our number needs to get moved to the other side of the fraction bar. It means it's a fraction. Make it a fraction. So if I had, sorry, I have to erase all that, 3 to the negative fourth, that means I put 1 over 3, and now it's a positive exponent. It means there are 4 3's left over on the bottom. If there's a negative exponent, it means the leftovers are on the bottom of the fraction, not at the top. Once you cancel it out, there are 4 3's left at the bottom. Let's try another one. If I have 5 to the negative 2, this means that when I canceled stuff out, there were 2 5's left at the bottom. Okay, let's look at it with letters and not numbers. If I have a to the negative n, this means I had n a's left over, but they were on the bottom of my fraction. So it'd be 1 over a to the n. This just tells you how to do this for any number at all, instead of giving you just one example. Beautiful. So there's our exponent rules. The next video, we'll talk about real numbers and all of that.